my name is Stephen Lake. I have a consultancy called JOLA Consulting, specialising in QC productivity. I have 35 years experience of working for large pharmaceutical organisations across both development and QC testing labs. I'm a Lean Six Sigma black belt, and I've spent a lot of time improving productivity across quality control labs in particular. So typically QC work is organised by schedules, so the work is effectively pushed in. So the work is scheduled either around people's availability or to fill people's time so that everyone's busy. So or looking at the work and pushing it onto the people, that's great up until the point when you have a particular test where only one person can do it, so it gets pushed onto a particular person, or someone goes on holiday or wins the lottery and doesn't come in. It's very disruptive to how schedules are put together. So scheduling within QC tends to mean just rescheduling, because your main constraint in a QC lab is the people. There's lots of automation, lots of improvements in productivity that have already happened. So your constraint is around making the best use of your people. The different way is to flip it on its head and use a pull system rather than a push. So that relies on several steps. First, you have to understand what your foundational standards are, and there's a strict foundational standard to build on around, so especially around cross-training and data review training. Once you've got to that, then you size the work around your slowest test. So if you can only perform 6 of a particular test on one day, you do 6 of every other test. Size it that way, stack the work up into a queue, and then pull the work based on the number of people within your team, and only moving on to the next piece of work once that's been complete. So this tends to drive completion, improve flow, and also you can pull out, in organising your work in this way, the other subtasks for a piece of analysis. So there's a lot more pushed into the queue around preparation to make sure that you have the right buffers, the right reagents, the right glassware. So rather than pushing the work on and hoping that your analyst gets on and does that work, you can actually start organising the work. So when your analyst walks up to a bench and has pulled the piece of work, their reagents there, their glassware is there, everything they need to do has already been done. So they're using the value-adding time, which is executing the analysis. The most important thing that Businessmap provides is the engagement with the teams. Because you're visualizing the work and everyone can see what everyone else is doing, then that visualization really drives the ownership with the team. Then, of course, you've got the metrics and the data analytics part that sits behind, which everyone has access to. So it's not a them and us between leadership and the team. People take ownership and can see how long things take and how things are flowing, and using the analytics to execute the most effective continuous improvement. So rather than just driving initiatives, you can actually execute continuous improvement based on the metrics that come out of Businessmap. But it's a very engaging tool, and the teams, once they have it, love it.